Stand by. The program will begin soon. I don't know why I'm talking about this. During World War II, we sent 90 million pounds of spam just to the Russians alone. I mean, we sent it all over the world. Our troops, especially in the Pacific Theater, ate it. That was basically what they ate all the time. 90 million pounds to the Russians. Apparently in like the 50s, Nikita Khrushchev said, you know, if they hadn't sent us all this spam, they might not have been able to feed their troops during World War II. So a little weird canned kind of ham pork product, canned meat, may have won World War II. And the Fed is trending on X. I wasn't sure why, and I'm still not 100% sure why, although part of it is because of this building that they're renovating. They're supposed to be renovating one of the buildings at the Fed, right? And the other day, Donald Trump came out there with Jerome Powell, and they're talking about how the renovation of the building was kind of a little bit over budget, okay? First of all, the numbers on this are crazy. They wanted $2.something billion to renovate a building at the Fed. $2.1 billion. Well, this is $2.5 billion. But they're over budget by over $1 billion for one building. They're over budget over $1 billion for one building. $1 billion friggin' dollars for one building. This isn't even for building a new building. It's for renovating a building. What the actual F are they doing? If after a night of filling your rectum with vodka from a turkey baster, the cops find you changing a flat in the cereal aisle of a Piggly Wiggly and ask how much you've had to drink, and you say nothing, are you lying? Well, no. Now, if they had been asking, have you been injecting? You'd have to say yes, but they said, have you been drinking? Well, no, absolutely. Yeah, Lord Stanhope, absolutely not. In fact, you all can try to answer these questions. Stand by. The program will begin soon. A WNBA game got stopped in the middle of the game because one of the players lost their wig while they're playing, and they had to run off. And then some fan made fun of the player, and they had to run. And they kicked the fan out for making fun of a player losing the weave. Not a weave, it was a wig. Losing their wig. They had to have a timeout for the wig, a wig emergency. Which I'm like, why the F are you wearing a wig while you're playing basketball? But then yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, a game had to be stopped briefly because someone threw a big old green dildo on the floor. Someone threw a dildo out on the floor, out on the court. They had to stop the game. I don't know if they caught the person who sent the dildo, but the green dildo was on the court, and a good large number of the players had no idea what to do with something of that shape, but that's okay. It happened, and then someone made this t-shirt or this meme, pay us what you owe us, which has a dildo on it. So that was fun. Hey, you know what the really good interrupt violence through community-based bystander training? Yeah, if the bystanders beat the fuck out of someone who's attacking somebody else, that would be great bystander training. They could send them to the MMA gym, you know, put them in an arm bar, smack them in the face a few times. Stop doing that bullshit. That would be the best community-based bystander training, but I don't think that's what it means. Anyway. And then the other one, they'll go back all the way to Dylan Roof. Dylan Roof's the other one, which, does anyone, okay, let me ask you something. A lot of you are right-leaning on the right. Is there anybody in this that you, anyone you know of? Is there anyone that you know of on the right who supports or supported Dylan Roof? Because I know everyone I can think of who's like, Dylan Roof, fuck that guy. He went out and murdered people in a church. Fuck that guy. But the left is like, oh, he was a right-wing extremist. Nah, he's a fucking asshole. Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck Dylan Roof. Nobody gives a shit about Dylan Roof. Nobody claims him. Nobody wants him. He's an asshole. Okay? He's a little punk bitch asshole who killed a bunch of people in the church. Stand by. The program will begin soon. Reverend Robin Bartlett of First Church of Sterling, Massachusetts, uses John 1:14 of the Bible to justify why she brings her 11-year-old son to drag shows. This is what we're getting in the Rainbow Church. The Rainbow Church aren't exactly hiding. That's true. The Word became flesh and lived among us, and my body, your body, their bodies are home for the living God. That is why I take my 11-year-old boy to drag shows in the summer with my friend and fellow church leaders, Kate, and her 11-year-old boy. Especially if you're a man, bodies can be celebrated and played with. That's her message. What the fuck? California wants to let someone that is not related to your child remove her from school, him or her, enroll her in any other school in the state, authorize any medical treatment, including mental health services and drugs, without the parent's notice and knowledge or consent. Can you see where that might be a problem? This is not fear-mongering. I'm not being hyperbolic, she warned. These are unintended consequences, and it is terrifying. They are unconscionable or unavoidable. So that's one really bad California law that they're coming with. I can't believe. I'm just dumbfounded that they're doing it. Now this is interesting. That new mayor candidate, the leading Democratic mayor candidate for New York City mayor, Damme, wants cops to stop responding to attacks on Jews. And by the way, Jews in the New York City are victims of the majority of hate crimes. Not a plurality, but the majority of hate crimes against people in New York are against Jewish people. And you know, especially religious hate crimes. Anyway, 345 hate crimes in New York City last year, more than all other minority groups combined, according to the New York Police Department data. Anti-Jewish crimes accounted for 54% of the 641 total hate crimes reported to police in the city in 2024. Since the beginning of the year, 60% of the 123 recorded hate crimes have targeted Jews, according to the New York Police Department. Well, Zohran Mamdani, the radical Islamist and leftist terrorist supporter, has proposed that New York Police Department not respond to hate crimes, instead that they be handled by social workers. This shifts resources away from responding to attacks on Jews and moves away from having law enforcement deal with those attacks, and instead has his political leftist allies deal with them by burying them. Show. If I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to, I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Hope you got your coffee ready. Let's do this dance. Come on. Yeah. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet, and welcome back to the PDawgKnight Channel, where, the burning question today is about burning flags. And my opinion, because I said it yesterday, I don't think burning the American flag should be a crime. I mean, it's just, if someone's doing it for some symbolic shit, saying that they hate America, well, that's, that's their prerogative as long as they don't steal somebody else's flag to do it. But the question came up about, what if you burn a pride flag? So we'll talk about that later. I'll get to it. I promise. It's early in the list here, so I won't forget or get distracted, or even if I get sidetracked by Gunfox or something, it'll be in the show today. So welcome everyone. Let's say hi to everyone who's here. First in the chat, of course, Mr. Avocados Diablo with a long list of taunting all of you. What the hell? Okay, you got the whole good morning in separate posts. But also, oh my gosh, right on his heels of the last post after he taunted all of you is Mr. Jesse Leon. Good morning. Nice to have you back. Mike Savage here. Blarg. Lord Stanhope. Clippy 4271. Now that's a new one. You disappointed me. Clippy, LOL. You were supposed to be, what? Being me. What? Bring me luck. Who is Clippy? I don't even know who Clippy is. Anyway, welcome Clippy. Is that someone that's like normally here? Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Also, who else is here? Well, I'm here. There, I posted something. Tyre, the Pope is here with the daily inspirational message. Yes, Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich, says, blessings of the divine dead. Rejoice, for the sun has risen, and you have bore witness to it with your own eyes. Yes, every day that I see that sun come up, I say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, because it means I'm still alive. So there you go. Also, good morning to TC's in the house. I think I already said that. Rick Ashbringer, good morning. Lord Stanhope, I said, there you go. Oh, Clippy is JB. Well, okay, I didn't know that. How am I supposed to know that? Did you just sign it as the wrong person? By the way, it seems on a daily basis, Mr. Monkey is on my. Well, I would say on my 6. He's just on my side. Looks like Monkey is streaming. Let's see what Monkey's doing real quick, because I didn't. In fact, here's what I do. I'm gonna do this instead of doing that. Let's do I mean, there's not a whole lot of people to raid him with, but open another window. Okay, open another window, and here we go. Open another window, and go say hi to Ranting Monkey from the Morning Night Live. Here's the link. Monkey show. Oh, I got a better idea. I'm gonna have you cut and paste something. But I'm gonna put a link to Monkey's show and say cereal is not soup. Okay, I'm gonna put it in there. You gotta click and cut and paste that in over in the chat over there, and then come right back. So open another window. Here's Monkey's. There it is. There's where you do it. Okay. So the link there, and put cereal is not soup over in Monkey's chat. There you go. That'll get him going. Let's see what he's doing over there, though. I'm curious what Monkey's doing here. What are they talking about? It's probably something crazy. Oh, what did I do? Don't do that.
That's wrong.
Okay, hang on.
I apologize.
Hang on. Here we go.
In the morning for
They're not even scissoring.
Thank you, Luke.
Oh, okay.
God damn it.
All right, I'm waiting for y'all to open a window and say cereal is not soup.
stay off topic. I need to listen to something.
Oh, there we go. We got some people doing. Thank you, Rick Ashbringer.
You are at the wrong place, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what program.
Come on, more people need to do it. Cereal is not soup. Hit that link.
Taylor Lorenz helped write a Rolling Stone article.
Oh God, he's talking about Taylor Lorenz. I'm gonna just
like someone.
Fuck.
Right.
But there's a lot of people who are upset because it's the 25 most influencers.
If I can see, God, I'm having trouble with my eyes today.
Piker is rather high up on the list, and
no, not in my chat. In Monkey's chat. Damn it! That's why I put a link.
The way I look at it is similar to.
There's the link.
The most influential people.
Go click that link and go put cereal is not soup in the chat.
How dare you call him influential?
All right, enough of Monkey.
All he did was cause a massive world.
There you go. All right, I don't need to watch history. They're talking about Taylor Lorenz watching in a Rolling Stone article or some shit. All right. Oh, thank you for the people actually doing that. I see Chippy, aka JB, is doing that. All right, back to my show. Hi, this is really weird. Let's see. Let's get into some topics, but I want to say thanks to people sharing the stream first, which would be let's see. Take my notifications and go in here. All right, here we go. Thank you. TC. No Sam number. Oh, that's yesterday's. Here's today's. It's TC. Thank you for sharing the stream. As always, I appreciate that. And it's a fire day, which Reaction Puerto Rico noticed in my GIF, because we're talking about fire, which reminds me, fire, doom, 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 hey, no, now, fire, okay, that sucked. All right. Also, thank you, Tyler Alexander of the Daily Rick Fair. Woo! And then K-Shell and Midnight Lich, a.k.a. Tyler Alexander, and Reaction Puerto Rico all retweeted the show. If you haven't done that, so click that link at the top of the chat and see what happens there. All right. Let's get into some of the daily stuff. Today is Hump Day. Oh, it is the 27th of August, 2025. 3 days until Nelly and Ja Rule. For me, at least, at the Minnesota State Fair. I will take some video while we're at the Minnesota State Fair. You just don't understand. If you're not from Minnesota, you're not from, Texas, I guess, is like this too. But I swear our state fair is a phenomenon. And I keep talking about it, but it is an absolute phenomenon. It is amazing. Like 100,000 people show up to our Minnesota State Fair a day, every day. Every day, 100,000 people show up to the Minnesota State Fair in St. Paul, Minnesota, like in the middle of St. Paul. It's amazing. Hey, what up, Special Can Acid? Good morning. On my honorable mention list of favorite Canadians. And I put some news in your news center in Discord. Okay, if I can get to it, I will do that. All right, let's see if I can get through what I have already here. So anyway, it is Hump Day, and I like to usually highlight some of the Hump Day tweets. And today I was able to go farther than, what? Mouse, work! God bless America, this thing. Okay, just go that far. Go that far. My mouse stopped working again. Normally I get a little red light on it when the battery's bad. So this has to be something with my computer. Anyway, I like to highlight some of the Hump Day tweets, as I often do. And the top one today is, at least she has her clothes on. So there's one for Avocados Diabli, a nice looking young lady who I have no interest in whatsoever. Anyway, and then as I scroll down, it's another young lady doing that, whatever. I don't know what she's doing. She's just standing there in a nice dress and this, but it's, it is a cool sundress. I mean, check out the dress. It's a cute dress, isn't it? That's kind of cute. All right. And she's an attractive young lady too. I don't know why, by the way, when I go on X and I find the Hump Day topic and the Happy Hump Day topic, I am just amazed at how many people are just in there showing off body parts and having sex with other people and shit like that and filming it and putting it on X. Why are they putting it on? Why do you put it on X? Go to whatever, one of those porn site things that you can put your shit on, or get an OnlyFans or something. Why are you putting your naughty bits on X? Anyway, And then I'll scroll down one more. This one, as long as Trump is pissing you off, I'm happy. That's kind of funny. I get it. I mean, the next one's a camel and a dog, whatever. But then this is some old lady. Yeah, I'm white, straight, unwoke, unvaxxed, gun or meteor, and we won. How else can I piss you off today? Well, I'm not white, so I don't know. I'm not a prude. I'm just wondering why it's all there, and I put these links out there just so you could have whatever it is you do. So there you go. And then the happy hump day, the top. Oh wait, I skipped that. That is the happy hump day. Where's the happy hump day? Oh, it's here. Happy hump. That was the top one. Making out a missionary, self-fulfillment needs, psychological needs, basic needs. Okay, sure. There you go. So there you go. That's there's the daily hump day post. Also, it is the weird holiday, or the not necessarily weird holiday, but the featured holiday today is National Petroleum Day. Now, there was slim pickings as far as what to choose from, but it is National Petroleum Day. First, on this National Petroleum Day, someone named Gus Billicrack, or something like that, says, I reaffirm my commitment to all of the above energy strategy, one that strengthens America's energy independence, supports domestic production, and lowers costs for hardworking families. The One Big Beautiful Bill advances this goal by eliminating unnecessary duplicative regulations that have long stifled energy development and innovation. And here's the thing. Until someone releases Tesla's perpetual energy machine, or someone, there's a dude that makes fuel like gasoline out of recycled plastic. There's that dude, and he's apparently running for his life right now. He's had some weird things happening. But until, we get those actual energy solutions, petroleum is probably our best bet. And regardless of the climate change people, we can look, our advancement and life expectancy coincides very greatly with the production of energy. Okay, I was listening to I know, don't slap me down for this, but I was listening to a little ditty by Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know that dude, the scientist guy. And he was talking about how back in the Stone Age, when people were just hunting and gathering and clubbing, animals over the head and shit, half of the population died before age 30. Or no, life expectancy was 30 years for humans. Okay. Back in the hunt and gathering days, right? And then he said by the 1850s, okay, we're talking 10,000 years ago to the 1850s, that had only improved by 5 years. Life expectancy was about 35 years old in the 1850s. But if you notice, with the production of energy and people being able to do things without physical labor, whatever, inventions, whatever, and discoveries of different medical things, whatever, now life expectancy in the United States, I think, is 77, I think, something like that. And at 80s in a lot of the other rest of the world, whatever, it's exponentially higher. So, and a lot of that's just due to the way we use energy and be able to produce things and whatnot. To be fair, in the 1850s, who wanted to live past 30? Well, that's a good point too, So anyway, did he factor in war, disease, and deaths? I don't know what he factored. He factored in everything. Okay. But, that was the average life expectancy. And now, we live, and look, a lot of our life right now, because of energy, we have way fewer, and particularly in the United States, way fewer heat-related deaths, for example. Okay, we can manage, hot temperatures, despite the fact that, oh my God, every year is the hottest year on record, even though that's bullshit. We know that's bullshit. And we can survive cold a lot better because of, just various types of energy used to heat places that are cold. Okay, so anyway, petroleum I think is a very important product, and we can't just say, oh, we're gonna get out petroleum because all the other energy sources suck. And when I say petroleum, I mean all forms of natural things that you take out of the ground that you can burn to make things work. Okay. Now, another interesting thing about National Petroleum Day here. Today in 1859, now what year did I say? 1850. 1859, today in 1859 in Titusville, Pennsylvania, Edwin Drake struck oil and gave birth to the modern petroleum industry. So that's an interesting factoid on National Petroleum Day. So there you go. All right, other holidays today, just National Just Because Day. Why did you drink that coffee in the Oldie Store cup? Just because. Also, International Lottery Day. I'll go buy a lottery ticket, I guess, for a change. And National Pots de Crème Day. Is that some kind of chocolate dessert? Pots de Crème, with delicious decadent treats made from love. Get creative and make this day extra sweet. What the F is Pots de Crème? Let's look up. Oh, I didn't have that on the screen. So here's the little hot. And like I said, remember when I said it was slim pickings? These are the only things on the holiday calendar today. Now, obviously, they have all the monthly stuff down here still, but what the hell was that? Oh, someone getting a shot. Anyway, happy all those holidays. Yippee. Next, Taylor Swift is trending. Oh my God! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Taylor Swift is off the market. That football player dude. That football player dude proposed to Taylor Swift, so there will be a Mr. Taylor Swift. What's his name? Travis Kelce? Is that the one? Is that, yeah, which one? That's the chief, right? Hello, Selecta Boy. What's up? Yeah, Taylor Swift is engaged. Someone here says, I'm no great Taylor Swift fan, but I hope they get married, have children, and influence a huge movement of young girls that aspire to marriage and motherhood. Okay. In the chat, over and under. What's the over and under on that one? If you listen to Taylor Swift songs, her whole friggin' book, all 12 albums are about breakups. Now, she does have a 13 out, and it's supposed to be something about the love of her life, whatever. And believe it or not, the 13th album coincides with the 13th man that she has dated, Travis Kelce. So could it be the one? What's the over and under on them, on their lasting marriage? Or do you believe they will make it until they break it? Someone says they'll be divorced in 6 months. I don't know. So, but anyway, marriage is a beautiful thing. I hope Taylor Swift engagement inspires you. Okay, this is the same thing as this lady said. Marriage is a beautiful thing. I hope Taylor Swift's engagement inspires young women to see the joy and purpose of getting married, starting a family, and committing to one person for the rest of their lives. I personally, to be fair, it's her first marriage. Yeah, it is her first marriage. And I hope, look, personally, I would love this to be her only marriage, and that it lasts for until death do they part. Okay? So look, good. But it got people riled up, and some people are making fun of this diamond because it's like what the hell is that? I don't know. Anyway, I've seen people already saying, don't you dare talk about my tay-tay. So anyway, everyone talking about Taylor Swift, but as a Christian, I have to ask, what values are actually being promoted here? What? Oh, this is Kirk Cameron. What do you mean, what values are being promoted? They're getting married, Kirk. What is Kirk Cameron talking about? I know he got all Christian-y and shit, which is good. I mean, for him, and if that floats his boat, and I'm glad for him. Let's see what, what's his name again? This dude, Kirk Cameron. Let's see what values are they promote. Okay, let's hear Kirk Cameron. Okay, whatever.
This billionaire pop star in heels.
Oh yeah, by the way, are they gonna have a prenup? Because now Travis Kelce will be a billionaire when they're married. Because they're both. Anyway,
is crowned the voice of a generation. What do you get when a billionaire pop star releases an album with provocative artwork, lyrics that mock God, glorify rebellion, and celebrate explicit sin?
Hold up. Does her album do that? Any Swifties in my chat? That's a stupid fucking question. I know there's none, but maybe you know. Do you know what the hell he's talking about there?
You get the most powerful sermon that America's youth will hear this year. She mocks God.
This is me scratching my head.
She normalizes sin. She glorifies lust and rebellion as if
Taylor Swift
this was womanly empowerment. Her songs are not just music.
Is he talking about Taylor Swift or Lady Gaga? Who the hell is he talking about? Taylor Swift? Wait, good answer. What? What did like Selma Hayek? I don't. Oh boy, I just had a vision there. Sorry.
This is discipleship. She doesn't have any kids of her own.
Wait a minute, Kirk. Holy shit. Why aren't you celebrating that she doesn't have any kids of her own while she's unmarried? I respect Kirk Cameron, but what the hell is he talking about? She doesn't have any kids of her own. Yeah, because she's unmarried, Kirk. Shouldn't you be celebrating that part of it, though? Hang on. I don't even know what he's going to say here. I'm afraid to say what he's going to say.
But raising kids is hard. Why get into all that when she can just disciple your kids and train them up in the way that she would like for them to go? This billionaire pop
is who the okay, I'm
star in
I am 100% confused at whatever hell that he's talking about. Travis Kelce grooming, is that his Taylor Swift wedding? That's a Kansas City Chiefs joke. If you get it, raise your hand. By the way, good morning. Did I say hi to you, K-Shaw? Hi, Kirsten. How you doing? And my other favorite Canadian, Unacceptable Views. Good morning. That's hilarious. Travis Kelce's grooming at his and Taylor Swift's wedding. That's funny as hell. Unless you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. You're confused why we're discussing Tay-Tay. Because she's trending #1 on the planet right now. So anyway, except that flag, the ref there should be a red flag. I'm sorry. All right, enough about Tay-Tay. I know. I had to do it because she's trending #1. And if you don't talk about Tay-Tay today, well, then you're dumb. Yes, they're engaged. Hello, Cashbringer. Why are we? Oh, discuss. Oh, yeah. She and Travis Kelce got engaged. So anyway, that's why we're talking about Taylor Swift. Oh, wait a minute. Here's another one. Clay Travis. Okay, I know this is way too much of the show already, but I am curious what Clay Travis has to say. He says Travis and Taylor's love story is a good thing. Okay, let's find out why. I'm sorry. It's the top trending topic on X and Facebook and Threads and Truth Social and everywhere. It's the #1 topic, so I'm talking about it. Here we go. What the hell did I do there? Okay, yeah. Why their love story is a good thing. Okay, here we go.
Probably didn't expect it, but I think I am going to blow your mind.
I'm a little shocked
with an action.
Oh, is this a shotgun wedding? Oh, damn. Do you think she has sex? I don't know. Well, I'm sure he does. I don't know about her though. That was so fun. That's just wrong. That is wrong. Stop it, Marty. Okay, here. Let's hear about this.
Dual analysis of why the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce engagement should be considered a good thing, and why I think it is culturally significant. The entire story of Taylor Swift's career is about her searching for the right man to marry. This is all she has sung about for her entire career.
This is true.
Since she was 15 years old or whatever
That's
it was.
all she sings about her breakups and everything being
bad. What has she been
bad.
looking for her whole life? A guy.
A man.
so that she can get married.
Not a very good
and have
feminist.
kids.
I'm telling you, she's not a very good feminist.
That has been her entire life ambition, and she's dated a lot of guys, and it hasn't worked out.
This is true.
And then what does she find? Kind of a lovable oaf. I think it's fair to say that. Travis Kelce.
That's cold.
I didn't think this relationship would work because I didn't think he was smart enough for her.
But
damn. Evidently, I'm wrong. And what she wanted,
but he has a giant cock. I'm sorry.
And ultimately, she finds this oafish football player. And now I hope they're going to get married and have lots of kids.
Hello. Okay. Is that all he had to say? Is that it? Come on. Is that it? Good morning, GunFox61, the amazing administrator of the PDawgKnight Discord server. Also a non 1, 2, 3. And Blue Eyed Scream. What up? Good morning. All right. So anyway, all right. Enough about goddamn Taylor Swift. Stop talking about her. Next. Starship is trending, and I don't mean the Jefferson Starship. And we can build this dream forever, love forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. By the way, let me ask you something. I have lots of questions for y'all today. Do you think what is the iterations of Starship, Jefferson Starship, Jefferson Airplane? What was their worst era, in your opinion? Or what is the worst Jefferson Starship, Jefferson Airplane, Starship, all those bands that are all the one? What's their worst song? And if you get this wrong, I don't know if we can be friends. Nope, they have one worst song, and it's absolutely, hands down, by far, the worst of their worst songs, because most of their songs are the worst songs. Oh, Avocado Stiadley, you're the winner. Yes, you got it. We built this city. That song sucks. All right, but that's not the Starship we came here to talk about. Apparently, there's splashdown confirmed. Congratulations, SpaceX team, an exciting 10th flight test of Starship. This one worked. Here it is. SpaceX. Well, here let's open the link here. Starship's 10th flight test. You can watch it here. I'll put the link in here. Starship's 10th flight test lifted off on August 26, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Central Time from Starbase, Texas, taking a significant step forward in developing the world's first fully reusable launch vehicle. Every major objective was met, providing critical data to inform designs for the next generation of Starships and Super Heavy. The flight test began with Super Heavy successfully lifting off by igniting all 33 Raptor engines and ascending over the Gulf of America. Oh, they called it the Gulf of America. Oh, that's because, Elon and shit. Hang on a second. You don't need to see my tabs. It doesn't matter. There's nothing funky in there. I don't... Anyway, following stage separation, Super Heavy booster completed its boost back burn to put it on a course to a pre-planned splashdown zone. The booster descended and successfully initiated its landing burn, initially disabling one of the 3 center engines during its final phases of the burn, and using the backup engine from the middle ring. Super Heavy entered into a final hover above the water before shutting down its engine and splashing down in the water. So there, you can read the rest of that on the links, but here here's how it looked in, is this the liftoff? Okay, this is the liftoff, I think. If it ever plays. Oh, is that in super slow motion or is that in actual speed? Why isn't it? It's not going anywhere. What is this? It's just a practice burn? Oh, there it goes. It's just wild to me John Smoke is a Star of David. The Jews must be behind this. Oh my God, what's that? Hello, number one. Yeah, they forgot to remove the handbrake. Is that, it can't be, that's got to be slowed down. Gunfox, you're the expert here. Is that slowed down or is that real speed? Slowed down. Okay. Oh, you just said that. Okay. Okay, got it. So anyway, I want to see the splashdown though. That wasn't it. Okay, that's not it. Let's see. I want to see the hovering over the water and the splashdown. Don't they have video of that? Oh, this is it right here.
Seeing 3 engines.
Okay, it turned, it's flipping, and now it's gonna hover over the water.
There's a buoy. There's a splashdown.
Okay, so there you go.
Hey.
And everyone at Tesla and SpaceX are jumping for joy for that thing there. All right, next, just before I get to the main topic, Cracker Barrel is still being talked about quite a bit. Quite a bit to Cracker Barrel. What the hell happened here? What the hell is that? Holy shit, hang on. How did that happen? I'm looking all orange and shit. Let's fix that. God damn. All right, let's see. Saturation must be too high. Saturation. No. Is it contrast? Contrast. And a little bit more light. Let there be light. Okay, now I look better. I have to look good on the show. There we go. It's a little bit better. I'm a little orange still, but that's okay. Okay, Cracker Barrel. God, I'm sorry. Let me just tweak the show while you're here and you can watch me do it. Cracker Barrel is still, apparently Cracker Barrel's kind of backing down in a way, or they made an apology. Okay, here's a tweet from Cracker Barrel. We thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. Oh, they're keeping the old timer. Oh my God, everything's good in the world. Yeah, maybe
Your
not.
life makes me sad.
At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food and warm welcomes to the kind of country hospitality that feels like family. And as a proud American institution, our 70,000 hardworking employees look forward to welcome you to our table soon. It didn't say anything they're going to stop the remodels, but now it says now fire your CEO. Now, what's interesting about this, they had a what the hell? Is that Donald Trump telling the old man to sit your ass down? Sit your ass down. Adopting the world's first moving logo. I'm not. Oh, that is funny. Okay, so anyway, apparently they had a gag order on their employees because a lot of the employees are taking the heat because apparently this kind of boycott of Cracker Barrel was already taking its toll. People already stopped coming in, and now what the hell happened there? Oh my God, this is such a pain in the ass. Hang on. Good Lord. This just isn't working today. Let's try this. That's a little better. I don't know why this is so important to me. I have to look good. Good looking guys have to look good. And this anyway, okay. So what was I saying? Oh, they had a gag order on employees, and a couple of employees were actually making like TikToks and shit about this. And some have gotten fired. But the problem at Cracker Barrel isn't the logo or the biggest problem at Cracker Barrel isn't the logo or the remodel of the buildings or whatever. The biggest problem is they've taken out a lot of the processes that made their food. And so now their food is not very good anymore. And that's due to the new CEO coming in and trying to improve things by, they used to have people come in and cook things from scratch and scratch recipes. That was what I liked about Cracker Barrel. You could tell that someone in the back there in the kitchen knew what the fuck they were doing. Now they just got a lot of processed stuff. They get stuff in boxes and they just take it out of the box and throw it in a heater and shit. And so their food has gotten worse. So I'm not all that interested in going to Cracker Barrel anyway, because their food sucks now. So this is just another change that the people who like to go to Cracker Barrel don't like anymore. So there again. They're going to keep the old man in the Cracker Barrel and the cracker and the whatnot. They're going to keep the cracker and the barrel. So there you go. Wait a minute. Now that Cracker Barrel has listened to the American people and restored their original logo, it's time to restore Nancy Green's photo to Aunt Jemima products. Yeah, man, Nancy Green. I mean, come on, man. How you taking Nancy Green off her own product? But then they changed the name anyway, so it's not even Aunt Jemima. All right, enough about that. Let's get to the main topic, which is burning flags. Hello, Midnight XL. What's up? That's our word. How dare you? No, the barrel, cracker barrel. It says right there on my screen. I'm not okay. I got you. Are you guys gonna what do you call it? Like, what do they call it? We're gonna not like take possession of our word. What's the word? What's that word? We're gonna own that word. We're gonna whatever. There's a phrase for that. So anyway, let's talk about flag burning, because yesterday we were talking about how Donald Trump was talking about people burning a flag would end up get a year in jail. Okay. And I didn't read the whole thing very carefully. And apparently the way he is phrasing it in the executive order, which first of all, it's you can't make a law out of thin air by the president, but so it would have to go through Congress and shit. But, and he's not the first president or presidential candidate who, thought this was important. Again, we saw the video of Biden talking about making flag burning a crime. We saw a video of Hillary Clinton saying making flag burning a crime. And I disagree with all of it. You know what? If it's symbolism, you're burning your own shit. You have a right to protest in that manner, right? As far as I'm concerned, I don't like it. I think you're an asshole if you do it. But because of our First Amendment, that's the ultimate protest of your country, that you say, yeah, that's speech I don't like. That's the symbolism I don't like. But yeah, we allow that here. Okay, that's one of the exceptions in American exceptionalism. But as I'm scrolling through people, the topic of burning happens to be trending today on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. And interesting point was made by several people, and here's someone who copied and pasted that. If burning the American flag is free speech, why is a man in prison for burning a pride flag? Oh, snap. And there is, in fact, at least one person we know of who went to prison because he burned a pride flag, and that happened in Iowa back in 2019. This gentleman right here. And this is in the BBC. Not that BBC. Thank you. Who got 15 years in Iowa in jail for burning a pride flag. Now, this is from December 2019. People brought this up. A U.S. judge has handed down a sentence of at least 15 years to a man who stole a LGBT pride flag from a church and burned it outside a strip club. Now, remember what I said yesterday? If you steal someone else's property and burn it, that's a different crime, right? But they also, there was a couple enhancements. One, he already had a record. Two, they gave him an enhancement for a hate crime. Oh, really? So isn't hate a thought? It's a thought crime. I don't think you should be able to do that. But anyway, Alfred Adolfo, his name had to be Adolfo. There's a lot of Mexican American, or well, Hispanic. I'll say Hispanic, not a lot of Mexicans, but there's a lot of Hispanic people in South Central America that their first name's still Adolf. Did you know that? Adolfo Martinez, 30, admitted to the media that he took the flag from Ames United Church of Christ due to his animosity towards homosexuals. He was found guilty last month of hate crime harassment, reckless use of fire, and being a habitual offender. Now, and that's how the Trump administration's getting around that the symbolic speech of burning an American flag, because they wanted, he in that executive order kind of talked about fire ordinances, inciting violence, and not necessarily the symbolic speech of burning a flag. This guy, the incident occurred around midnight on June 11th in downtown Ames, Iowa. The police say the crime spree began at Dangerous Curves, a strip club, when police were called because a man was making threats. By the time they arrived, he had already been kicked out by the bar staff. After leaving the club, Martinez then traveled to the church and ripped down its flag. He then returned to the strip club where he used a lighter fluid to burn the flag in the street. He also threatened to burn down the bar. So there's a whole lot of other shit going on here. He didn't just get arrested for that. But let's just go back to the premise here. All right. The premise is, how many people who would say burning an American flag is free speech, but would say that burning a LGBTQ plus whatever flag would be a crime? I would guess that there's a pretty heavy intersection of those people. Now, I don't think it's cool to burn someone's pride flag. Okay. But in that hypothetical, if people can get charged crimes, for example, this is the same guy, 15 years for burning a pride flag. Now, granted, there's a whole lot of other stuff going on that caused him to get the 15 years, but part of it was the hate crime of burning a pride flag, which would have been symbolic speech, right? Or, for example, these kids, 3 Washington teens facing 10 years in jail after making skid marks on an LGBT Rainbow Road mural while riding e-scooters, okay? They got arrested and are facing possible jail time for that. Is that destruction? Is that actually destruction of property? If they did those skid marks just on the plain street, would they have been charged? I'm guessing not. So there's a little bit of cognitive dissonance with some of these people who would say that, oh, burning the American flag is free speech, but burning a pride flag would be a crime, hate speech, whatever. Okay, it's still a symbolic speech, right? Now, let's see. There's some people talking about this. Do you support revoking but now the idea of revoking visas and deporting foreigners who express hatred for America and burning the American flag, I think that's not uncalled for. I think, in fact, remember, you're here as a guest in our house. If you came into my house and, I don't know, if you came and burned a Bible in my house, I'd probably send your ass out of there, even though I'm not the biggest religious person. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want you here. So people talking about here, I want burning a U.S. flag to be treated the same as burning a trans flag. If one is a hate crime, they're both hate crimes. If one is free speech, they're both free speech. I call that equal rights. Could burning an American flag be considered hate speech? And then should hate speech be in a crime? Thank you, Avocado Stably, first sponsor of the day, and you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. With a small bullet straight to my brain, Avocado Stably says, not a fan of creating a new hate crime as a gotcha for other nonsense hate crime laws. Talk about an idiocy spiral. Better to get rid of the other shitty laws that make new shitty ones. And that is exactly where I was going with this. No. If someone goes and buys a pride flag and burns it because they think the political aspirations of the symbolism of that flag that they're against, that's why they did it, that's symbolic speech too. And it doesn't matter what their motivations are, because it should not be a crime, and nor should if someone's in a rally and they burn an American flag because they think that it's America's the worst and whatever. That's still a symbolic gesture, so it's covered by the First Amendment. But so I just thought it was fantastic that people are talking about that. Now, another thing though I saw here as I was scrolling through this, someone was talking about Gavin Newsom, and this is interesting. And this is completely off topic, but this guy says Gavin Newsom needs to be there needs to be a federal investigation and maybe put his ass in prison because of this. Listen to this guy.
I was thinking how excited all these vineyards in Napa are that Gavin Newsom obviously won't let those burn down because obviously he needs his vineyard to launder his money through his foundations. But then I found out because he actually doesn't care if they burn down because his little money laundering company will buy up the old freaking vineyards that burned down for dirt cheap like he did in 2022, 2 years after the glass fire of 2020 burned down a property on the hillside vineyard of the Oso vineyard, 129 acres. He got it for a great deal, $14.5 million, works out to about 110,000 per acre. Why is that notable? You tell me, AI. Because it should have been going for 300,000 to 400,000 per acre in that area. But no, he doesn't care. He got it for a fire sale. Just like he tried to buy up all the Palisades with $100 million from our taxpayer money so that he could then put his friend developers in, build all these buildings. I was thinking.
So I don't know what he was saying there, if that's a crime that he bought him up, but unless he somehow hindered the stopping of those fires. Who knows? But that's a while back. So anyway, that's why burning is trending. Oh, and same thing. Here's another one. Or burning the Koran. Now, this is that crazy lady. What's her name? She's a nut job. The hell's her name? Valentina Gomez. She's the one who switches states and tries to run for office. And she makes these over-the-top videos. Here's Valentina Gomez burning something. Now, should she be charged? Because there's people that... Oh, by the way, here's the line here. Young American leader Valentina Gomez, no, she's not a leader, has sparked outrage across the Muslim world after she declared war on Islam, burning the Quran in a bold statement to protect Texas from Sharia law. Ooh, she's talking about playing with fire.
Your daughters will be raped and your sons beheaded unless we stop Islam once and for all.
Oh,
Turning the other cheek. Remember, David didn't pray for Goliath. He killed them. America is a Christian nation, so those terrorist Muslims can fuck off to any of the 57 Muslim nations. There is only one true God, and that is the God of Israel.
Gave my brothers a drink up.
Okay. I wonder if I could get beheaded just for showing that video. I don't know. Now see if she'd do the Talmud. Yeah, I think she's a nut job, but again, should she be prosecuted for making that video? I'm in the fuck to the no category on that. So anyway, let's move down here. Oh, by the way, on that, again, here's one article in the Federalist talking about this. For media hypocrites, burning the U.S. flag is speech, but touching the rainbow one is hate. On Monday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order instructing federal agencies to use existing laws to prosecute American flag desecration. Now, notice that. Did you hear that? Use existing laws. Have nothing. Probably those existing laws have nothing to do with the flag. Hello, reaction, Puerto Rico. The order instructs agencies to prioritize the enforcement to the fullest extent possible of our nation's criminal and civil laws against acts of American flag desecration that violate applicable content-neutral laws while causing harm to unrelated expression consistent with the First Amendment. To be clear, the order does not make flag burning itself illegal. it makes no new laws. Nonetheless, both the left and the right have rushed to frame this as an attack on free speech and the First Amendment. Well, look, it's a workaround to the First Amendment, okay? New York Times' Charlie Savage and Luke Broadwater wrote that flag burning is protected speech. They warned that revoking visas or deporting non-citizens for burning the American flag would likely be a violation of the First Amendment. They even cited Antonin Scalia, who said personally he disagreed with flag burning but ultimately ruled to protect the practice. CNN's Zachary Wolf similarly wrote an article reminding readers that burning the flag is protected speech because the Supreme Court said so in a 5-4 decision in 1989. Wolf notes that Trump's order makes it clear that officials should prosecute flag desecration under existing statutes like hate crimes and other crimes. Oh, hate crimes! That's what I was saying. Are they going to call it a hate crime? And a hate crime against two. Well, anyway, and other crimes before going on to spend an entire section discussing the 1989 Texas versus Johnson case. The Associated Press headline, their piece, Trump moves to ban flag burning despite Supreme Court ruling that the Constitution allows it. The article included experts about free speech and emphasized the Supreme Court 1989 ruling. But when pride flags are burned, none of these outlets show the same concern for the First Amendment. When 2 rainbow pride flags were set on fire outside a gay bar in New York, it was part of a spike in hate crimes, as written by the Times' Sharon Otterman. No mention of free speech, no reminder of Texas versus Johnson or the First Amendment. In 2019, CNN reported that an Iowa man sentenced to years in prison for burning an LGBTQ flag that was hanging from a church. The act was treated as a hate crime. Similarly, no mention of free speech and the First Amendment. Again, there's a whole lot of other factors. He stole the flag. There was other things. He made threats, but they emphasized the hate crime part of him burning the flag. That part should not have been emphasized. That is free speech. You're free to hate whoever you want to, and even though it can be repugnant, that should not have been a part of it, but it was. And so now the other stuff, stealing the flag, burning someone else's property, yeah, that should have been the main focus and had nothing to do with the flag at all, the speech that he was doing. And that's what Trump's trying to do with this executive order. Anyway, so it's, the press teaches it propaganda. Hello, ranting monkey, what's up?
Your life makes me sad.
Not really, though, because I just like using your voice every chance I get. So there you go. And then Snopes, of course, I went back and looked to see what Snopes did. An Iowa man get 16 years in prison for burning an LGBTQ rainbow flag. Well, they said, it's a mixture. What's true? The act of setting fire to an LGBT flag in Ames, Iowa in June 19 did ultimately result in Adolfo Martinez receiving a total sentence of 16 years in prison. What's false? Several news articles failed to mention that Martinez's sentence would not have been nearly so long if he had not already been convicted of 2 previous felonies and treated as an habitual offender in keeping with the Iowa state law. In that circumstance, his criminal history tripled the maximum available sentence for arson from 5 years to 15. It's not about the number of years, Snopes. Yes, if part of the crime in Iowa when he burned that flag, unrelated to the stealing the flag and maybe arson, they also caused some of the cause of his imprisonment was the hate crime aspect of burning a rainbow flag. So yes, there was a free speech element to it that should not have been considered. There you go. And now, by the way, speaking of hate crimes and free speech or lack thereof, remember that woman who did the viral video of her? There was a viral video of her dropping N-bombs on a little kid in a park in Rochester, Minnesota. Remember that lady? Well, apparently, she's been charged finally. I don't know why the hell it took so long to charge her. She's been charged with 3 counts of disorderly conduct, which, you know what? That's probably the worst thing they can charge her with. Notice there's not hate crime, not anything, disorderly conduct. Beware of virality. The word has its origins in poison. Viral fame is proving plenty damaging for Shiloh Hendricks, a Minnesota mom catapulted to notoriety in April for her dropping the N-bomb. They said using the racial slurs. The Rochester City Attorney's Office is now moving to bring 3 counts of disorderly conduct against Harris, according to KTTC News. Hendricks may face up to 90 days in jail and or $1,000 fine. Now, I am curious. I'm really curious. You get disorderly conduct? 90 days in jail and $1,000 fine. Basically, it's a this is for being polite. Like, did she start a riot or something? I don't know. Anyway, now there's no doubt Hendricks said the word you're not supposed to say. She says it multiple times during the short video in question to dispel any lingering doubts. And they say, so what? Being racist is allowed in America, to quote Jeffrey Ingersoll, a Daily Caller editor-in-large. Now remember, there she is, Shiloh. She looks like, what is that actress that was in those Scream movies? Doesn't she look like that girl? Or the spoof movies. She was always in these stupid spoof movies. She looks like that gal. Anyway, Hendricks did not appear to approach the subject of her ire, Sharmichael Bale Omar, at random. Omar claimed cameraman credit in a subsequent Facebook interview. He also appears to be the same man embroiled in a dismissed juvenile sex abuse case. They dismissed his case. Hendricks claimed during the video that Omar's relative, a young child, was rifling through her personal items and took my son's stuff. Omar pretty clearly indicates his intent to recording the video. You know, that's hate speech. You can't, and you can be recorded for that, Omar tells Hendricks. Yeah, so they noticed, like I said, the disorderly conduct charge, clearly a workaround, a way to find a way to charge her with something without violating First Amendment shit. Yeah, Chris Pratt's ex-wife. What's her name? That actress. She looks a lot like that gal. Anyway, he appears bent on bringing Hendricks to justice for thinking the wrong thoughts and saying the wrong words. Thoughts aloud, if not by the way of the law, by the way of public opinion. Yes, he did. And look, Jesus, let me just clarify something for my audience as far as my thoughts on Shiloh Hendricks. She's kind of a cunt. But, screaming at a little kid, calling him little N-bomb over and over. Anna Faris, thank you, Blue-Eyed Scream. She kind of looks like Anna Faris. Anyway, dropping N-bombs on a little kid or screaming at someone, little kid. Why not go find the parent and just say, hey, your kid's going through my kid's shit. Can you take care of your kid? Get the fuck away from me and not screaming N-bombs at a little kid. But legally, what's the crime? The actual crime. Now, I don't know if disorderly conduct must be a crime. It must be a misdemeanor crime here in Minnesota. So anyway, the legal complaint submitted to the district court judge reads, according to KTTC, quote, Hendricks wrongfully and unlawfully engaged in offensive, obscene, abusive, boisterous, or noisy conduct. Really? Offensive. Again, that's subjective. Obscene. Objective. Isn't pornography obscene? Is anyone going to jail or fined for pornography? Abusive? Now we're getting closer. Verbal assault, that's a thing. That can be a thing. Boisterous? What? You haven't seen me at a Vikings game. Boy, talk about boisterous. Or noisy conduct. Or in offensive or abusive language that would reasonably tend to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others. Now, here's the problem. The only person around was the guy with the cameraman, and he seemed pretty chippy about filming her. Didn't seem to be alarmed, angered, or resentment. What the hell? So, look, this bitch should just take the consequences of being filmed and everything that's happened to her since. But legal? someone could go take a First Amendment case on her. But although the abusive, now that's abusive. I'm sorry, scream at my little kid. You might lose some teeth. Or do that. Start screaming that at one of my granddaughters. You might lose some teeth, and then I would go to jail. So anyway, it's an interesting case. I'm curious of how far that one's going to go. And then finally, another kind of free speech. Well, not a free speech, but just kind of a. Well, I don't know. Remember the girls in Scotland? Maybe you didn't see this video, but some what's culture enhancement human in Scotland was harassing a young girl, and she pulled out an axe and a knife. And he started videoing her because she's like, I don't want you to touch me. Here's my axe and here's my knife, and you may be the recipient of slashes and stabs if you come any closer to me. Well, apparently she's getting charged in Scotland. Alleged attempted migrant assault. Oh, that's the name, the viral. So anyway, police in Scotland have charged a 14-year-old girl who was seen in a video brandishing an axe and a knife while allegedly defending herself and her sister from 2 migrants, the police confirmed to the Daily Caller. In a viral video with nearly 40 million views on X that reportedly connected to the arrest, 2 girls can be seen shouting back and forth with at least 2 alleged migrant men who allegedly attempted to assault one of the girls. Oh, could she say self-defense? With 2 pleading for the men to leave them the fuck alone. I enhanced that a little bit. While one brandished an axe and a large knife, police arrived on the scene after the incidents to make the arrest, but did not charge any of the men in the video, according to the police. Around 7:40, here's the quote, around 7:40 p.m. on Saturday, 23 August 2025. We received a report from should I do this in a Scottish? We received a report from a female youth with a weapon. I can't do Scottish accent. If it ain't Scottish, it's crap. With a weapon on St. Anne Lake, Dundee. Officers attended, and a 14-year-old girl was charged in connection. The Police Scotland spokesperson told the Daily Caller in a statement, she will be reported to the relevant authorities. The other girl on the video can be heard repeatedly telling the men not to touch her sister. Don't touch my fucking sister! Motherfucker. Hello, Anna Lynn. I lost my place. Not to touch her sister while the men continued filming the pair. The exact details regarding the incident are currently not fully known. Police Scotland also told the Daily Caller that they wouldn't share details, or they wouldn't, what? Told the Daily Caller that they would share details. I think they meant would not, they need editors, would not share details until court proceedings have concluded. Migrants have been flooding into the UK in recent years, with 16% of the nation's total population now hailing from foreign countries, according to the Migration Observatory at the University of Oxford. The migrant crisis has generated outrage from the citizenry, while the current Labour government's lax policies are driving record popularity to the Conservative Reform UK, who have run a staunch anti-immigration platform. So anyway, and we know that there's the issue of certain communities in the Great Britain causing, what do they call it? 1 in 4 sexual offenses in the UK are from some of the culture enhancement residents. So there you go. That's what's going on with that case. All right. I am close to being done, but I still have some trending topics that happen. It's all the trending topics were about Trump pretty much this morning. For example, Lisa Cook is still trending, the governor, the Fed governor, whatever. And people are arguing whether or not Donald Trump has the power to fire her over possible mortgage fraud, which would be really ironic if one of the Fed governors committed mortgage fraud. Now, people are still talking about the fact that she's one of the Fed governors who repeatedly during this administration has voted not to lower interest rates. And Donald Trump got a question about this at one of the press conferences. Are you weaponizing government by digging into Lisa Cook's mortgage records? Which Donald Trump didn't personally do that. I believe it was Bill Pulte who did that. But here is Donald Trump answering that question.
government by digging into the mortgage records of officials who don't lie?
No, they're public. I mean, you can find out those records. You can go check out the records yourself, and you should be doing that job. Actually, you wouldn't do that.
Do your
because that's
job,
not the kind of
News.
reporter you are. But you should.
Please don't let her be a black woman. Please don't let her be a black woman. Please don't let her be a black woman. Oh no.
Be doing that job. I shouldn't have to be doing it. If you did your job properly, we wouldn't have problems like Lisa Cook. Go ahead. You were going to say something? Go.
Oh, thank God. She's a white woman. Nope. She's a white woman. That's a white woman. Nope. 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 So he's just sexist for this one, not a black woman. I do like how he turns it on her, though. That's some funny shit. Donald Trump's pretty funny sometimes. Okay, so anyway, people are still arguing about that shit. Also trending today, Greenland's trending. Apparently, Denmark, who is the, I don't know what they call it, the overlord of Greenland, discovered that there were some Americans in Greenland trying to sow controversy or something. The Associated Press is trying to claim that President Donald Trump is potentially going to use military to seize Greenland. That's some stupid shit. But what had happened was, where is it? Here it is. It was expected, let's see, it was to be expected that after all, the current Trump administration was very clear about their intentions of taking control of Greenland. These incessant, subtle attempts to international annexations against international laws, and the Kingdom of Denmark is right to take this seriously. They have to address this to the higher levels of the United States government, higher than the president, or it could start an incident involving NATO itself, since Denmark is a full member. So what? Okay, that's not what happened. Apparently, where is it? Denmark has summoned the U.S. envoy after Trump allies were exposed running covert operations in Greenland. So apparently, they found 3 Americans. They were in there trying to influence people in Greenland about maybe you should join the United States. Maybe you should be part of this. Whatever. This is by the way, this is Brian Krasenstein reporting it, so take it the entire gross of salt licks. Breaking: Denmark has summoned the U.S. envoy after Trump allies were exposed running covert operations in Greenland. This is the U.S. is a threat to Europe. I say this as an American who loves America. Denmark is an ally with us and a NATO member. This is a violation of numerous international laws. Trump is out of control. Brian, and as Monkey would say, I stole this line from Monkey, the uglier of the 2 identical twin Krasenstein brothers. Anyway, apparently at least 3 American men with ties to the U.S. president are carrying out what central sources describe as an influence operations in Greenland, according to Danish news. That's only what DR knows about. Imagine what Tulsi is carrying out for her cult leader. Oh, the cult leader. So in other words, there's some Americans in in Greenland, trying to influence Greenland politicians. That sounds like lobbying to me. I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't know. There's other people talking about it. Anyway, also trending Denmark because of the same thing, so we'll skip that. Union Station is trending because, that's over in Washington, D.C. There's a Union Station just about everywhere. We have a Union Station. There's one in Chicago. One, all the train stations are basically called Union Station. Well, first of all, some of the D.C. residents are kind of happy about what's going on there, and others are protesting it. So the black women and people are some of them are happy about it. Then the white liberals who live in suburbs in Maryland and Virginia are not happy about it, and they come down and protest. But here is one of the people who's happy about it. We'll listen to her for a second.
Right now, I'm down here in Union Station, as you can see behind me. Yes. And I walked through Union Station. It was different. See, I'm from DC. I live here. So I can tell you, I can be honest. It's cleaner looking. It's nicer looking. You still have some people asking for money, but they're like only 2 or 3, and they're like right by the escalators. They're not inside. They're not people like zombies on the inside. I was able to take an actual walk around the circle without smelling weird stuff. It's nice. I mean, I spoke to some of the military people. They were so nice. I said, I'm glad you're here. They were like, thank you. I even spoke to the U.S. Marshals up in Maryland. They were sweet too. They had no attitude, even though they were busy. Like, he was busy, and he still spoke to me so nicely. So, like, literally, thumbs up, Trump.
All right, so there we go. Another example of a self-hating Negro that, at least, okay, if you don't know me, if you just happen to pass through here while I said that, let it be known that I am being facetious using the language of the white suburban liberal white woman. Awfuls. Hello, Evan S. What's up? All right. But apparently now, though, the president is now says they've assumed the federal control of Washington, D.C.'s Union Station due to safety concerns, taking it away from Amtrak and extending his authority over the nation's capital in restoring order. So apparently Trump's going all out, and the usual suspects are complaining. So there you go. Breaking. Someone exposes leftist activist Russell Ellis, a.k.a. Jolly Good Ginger, and his crew for lying to millions of followers. Ellis, using a handful of other left-wing veterans as a backdrop, announced that they are setting up 24/7 operations in front of Union Station in D.C. to protest Trump's takeover. He also told his base that they launched a fundraiser to support their stunt. This guy, Majewski, who's also a veteran, drove to Union Station last night to meet the protesters, only to find out not a single one was there. Ellis and the other grifters who aren't even from D.C. are protesting the fact that Trump has curbed crime over the 11 days. Not a single person has died from gun violence. They are exploiting the situation for financial gain while churning out content for social media. All right, I'll put that as a separate link because I'm not going to play it because I'm running out of time here. So we'll there you get a separate link for that one. And then the other trending topic that I had listed was Chicago, because now there's a firing back and forth about whether or not they should do in Chicago what they did in D.C. And so there's a couple things here under this topic. One is reaction to Governor Pritzker came out at a press conference today with Bonehead Johnson and said, over my fat body, you coming down here. Anyway, so this lady's reacting to Governor Pritzker of Chicago telling Trump not to come. Now, I got a feeling, well, I don't know what she's going to say. I'm just going to say her reaction to Governor Pritzker of Chicago telling Trump not to come.
So I just finished watching an interview of Governor Pritzker of Chicago telling President Trump not to send the military into Chicago after President Trump announced that he could potentially be sending the military.
We're only going to watch half of this.
After he sent them into Washington, D.C., which, by the way, after he sent them into Washington, D.C., the crime rate has reportedly exponentially
Shit got cleaned up.
So
yes.
Have this governor.
Yes, it did.
He was standing on a boat, you guys, taking questions.
I'm on a boat. How did that boat stay above water level? Anyway.
Who was asking him how did he feel about President Trump announcing that he would send the military to Chicago next, potentially. And he's like, well, we'll take it up legally. We'll take them up in courts, because you know that's how the Democrats always operate. Whether it's illegal immigration or anything, they're gonna go to court. They don't do nothing else. They're gonna go to court, okay? Because they bought and paid for attorneys and judges doing the bidding for them.
Yes,
At any rate, this dude is on a boat saying
he's on a
how
boat.
Safe it is in Chicago, and we, as you can see, don't have any problems. It's safe. I just walked to down the street to dinner with my wife. And he's taking an interview on the boat, and he's taking an interview.
Yeah, what part of Chicago was he walking down? He wasn't walking down the south side, I guarantee it. You might get harpooned.
Downtown in Chicago. Why didn't you have that interview on
by the way, I'm pretty sure he walks around with bodyguards too, so I'm sure he's very anyway.
The south side, sir.
Yes, that's what I just said. I didn't even
south side and
call me Nostradamus.
So we can really see the streets of Chicago and how things are going on.
Walk down Cicero.
Because for years it's been reported that Chicago has had one of the highest murder rates Okay,
Black
on black crime.
Walk through 111th and Cicero in Chicago. Anyone who knows Chicago, who might know that address, 111th and Cicero in Chicago. Walk down that street, prickster.
For the party that loves to promote Black Lives Matter, we didn't hardly hear anything about all of those killings that were reportedly happening in Chicago weekend after weekend. But don't let it be a white cop on a black guy, because we gonna hear that nonstop. Because y'all love to run that division, because that's how y'all keep us going against each other and staying in power. But now that's coming to an end. That's just,
you get the point. This is going to get its own. This is going to get its own video too. You can have that one in your archive because it'll be in the links today. There you go. New tab to the right. Oops. Did that work? Did that work? And whoop, there it is. All right, cool. All right. I have some other articles open, but I just don't have time. So it's just that time to say thank you. By the way, a couple more people. Kay, oh, are you here, Kay? What's up? Oh no, I forgot to call. Oh shit. I'm sorry, Kay. I'm gonna call your son and wish him a happy belated birthday. That was yesterday, and I got busy and I forgot. I'm sorry, Kay. Anyway, y'all, thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I hope you had fun. And that girl that was in the hump day picture is still there. She's still on the top hump day thing there for Avocados Diablo. So make sure you check out the links today. I even have a link to Ranting Monkey stream. I'll leave that in there. What the hell? And why not? Okay. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. I have to do a lot of driving today. I'm not excited. Well, I like driving, but not necessarily because I have to. When I have to drive, it's not as fun as when I want to drive, because I drive like a motherfucker. I drive everywhere. But anyway, here come the links. The links to today's stream. Boom, they're in the chat, and I'll have them in the description, and everything will be hunky-dory. I'll be back tomorrow for FTG Thursday. I'll try to have some FTGs on the thing. And that's it. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. That's it. My name is PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.